Hi, Sarah. Thank you for joining
Hello.
the mental health podcast. You're joining us from America.
Yes,
What time is it there now?
it's 11:35 in the morning, so I'm in Eastern Standard Time, close to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Here it's almost 5 o'clock in the evening. So yeah.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, if you could just like introduce yourself, what you do, um, and if you have any personal story or experience that you want to share.
Okay. So my name's Sarah, and I live with my son in Cincinnati, Ohio. I've been a single mom my whole life with him, so for 12 years. Sorry, my puppy's right here. I've worked at a bank for the last 10. I just recently published my first book called Shattering the Stigma of Single Motherhood. We collaborated with 11 other moms, and we all just shared our unique motherhood journeys and what it means to be a single mom to us and the things that we've went through. um, it's like everyone has such a unique story, and I think that it's someone can relate to that book if they read it, because they're so unique. Let's see what
And,
else.
and what made you want to start writing a book about motherhood and parenting?
So I've always had it in the back of my mind that I wanted to write. I just didn't know what I wanted to write about. And then in July or August, I saw a post from the principal author, Jill Zambon, and she was like looking for single moms that, wanted to share or had something to say. And I was like, oh, okay, like, let me see what this is about. And her and I talked, and she talked about her story, I talked about mine, and we went through this interview process. And I don't know, it's like the right thing usually falls in your lap at the right time. And it was very interesting because my whole motherhood, my entire motherhood, I've never liked the label of single mom. I'm just a mom, right? So when I was approached to, co-author in a book about single moms, that was kind of interesting at first, but then I realized that, like, why not? Like, I am a single mom, and it's just been him and I for the last 12 years, and it's a really, um, and powerful thing. And I think my hope is that other women or other moms who, are scared or they don't know how to move forward, it'll give them some courage. So I'm really happy that it fell. Like,
I think there are so many single mums out there that are going through mental health and they probably do feel alone and they don't want
mhm.
to share how they're feeling. And also, it's a blessing to be a mother, but it is a tough journey, isn't it?
Mhm. Yeah.
Especially if you are single and you're working and there's so much to juggle and think about, you know?
Mhm.
But nothing is impossible. Um, and yeah, what else? I mean, and also I think there are mothers that go through like, is it called post depression or something?
Yeah, postpartum depression. Mhm.
Yes. So there's a lot of things, but and do you believe like in taking medication for this? Like, what's your views on medication?
So, my son's father and I, we split up like 2 weeks before I had him, and it was very like abusive mentally and physically. And, he took everything that I had for the baby. And so I was like 9 months pregnant with nothing but an empty crib, no clothes, food, none of it. And that really um, hurt me. And then, I felt unworthy. And then my mother had made the comment, well, maybe you should think about giving your son up for adoption. That way he has a real family, because I was single. And it's like I was being attacked all the time and I had like no money. And I really feel like I hit this depressive slump. And I I did I did finally go to the doctor, because at one point it got really bad to where I was like, okay, like I'm not in the right mental state for my son, and I don't even want to be here anymore. Like I don't want to, I was just over it. So I did try medication for a while, and it made me feel more like a zombie almost. Like I didn't feel anything. Um, but I think maybe I just wasn't taking the right amount, or maybe I should have taken something else. But I didn't like that feeling of not feeling anything. So I stopped and I ended up going to therapy instead, and started working out. And that um, was my preferred thing, because I went from feeling all the things and not feeling anything with medication. I don't know. I didn't feel right with that, but
Yeah, I think it depends on each individual. But yeah, like going for exercise, meeting friends does help you. And it makes you worse if you just bottle it all inside. It's good to share how
yeah,
you're feeling.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are you gonna like start with a business in how to empower single mothers, or you just want to focus on like just writing?
I definitely have explored the idea of wanting to help single moms. That's always been a passion of mine, just to help others in general. Um, and as I've been writing this book and as it came out and I've met other moms, that passion really grew a lot stronger. And I've had people reach out to me saying, your story really stuck with me, or you're so courageous for doing this, and etc. But we, through those conversations, we connect, and then they feel better. And I've even had a married mother reach out to me, and we discussed, she's like, you're this book with, reading through all your stories, it really gave me the courage to leave my husband, because it's been so toxic. And I am reading your stories, and I know that I can do it on my own now. I don't feel um, as scared, So I would like to continue to help them. I haven't, not sure how I'm going to just yet, but I would love to continue to do that. And then also, I do love to write all day, so I would like to write more for sure.
That sounds really good. And I mean, what's the best advice? I mean, what's your top advice to give a single mother who is struggling?
Um,
Or there's many that you could, there's lots of advice.
Yeah, there's so much. Really just having faith in yourself and believing in yourself that there are resources out there to help single moms. Me personally, I was a baby when I had my son. I was 20, so I didn't have any money or anything. And I did rely on the government for assistance for a couple years until I got on my feet, and I worked, 2 or 3 jobs. But then that was like a pride thing for me. I really didn't want to lean on that. But at the end of the day, like my family needed stuff and I couldn't provide it without assistance. But then I stayed focused and got my career going and was able to cancel all of that. But really just, I think the best advice that I've received myself is, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you just need to sit down, take a deep breath, just like think about what needs to get done, and then how are you going to execute it, and just write it all down. And then, okay, I need more money. So start thinking, okay, how am I going to get more money? Do I need to, um, reduce how much is going out every month? Do I need to make more money? Do I need to get a different job? You just start brainstorming on how you're going to complete that goal, and then just keep going down the line. And everything's not going to happen at one time. Like, it's going to take, months, but as long as you're consistent, you just, make the plan and
Oh,
stick to it, like it'll.
yeah, there's always a solution to everything, basically.
Yes.
And if you're worrying and stressing, it's not really going to fix anything, is it?
Right. Yep. Yeah, you have to really just try to stay centered and just focus, because at the end of the day, your kids need you. And it is hard, but yeah, I mean,
I think, yeah, like for most single mothers that I've spoken to, the main struggle is the financial side of
mhm,
things. And that's from my experience as well, because there's a lot that they need, you know?
mhm,
Um, but yeah, like you said, it's just about finding a solution, you know? And brainstorming is a good one to write
mhm,
everything down. Um, but yeah, I mean, mums are very strong. We have that
mhm.
power.
Yes.
Are you planning on writing another book?
Yes, there is one I just signed a contract for, actually. So I can't talk about it yet, but there is one in the works.
That's
So
great.
I'm excited. Yeah.
That's really
It's
good.
another mom inspired book. So I'm happy about that. So
Oh, wow, that's so cool. And where can we buy your books? Is it on Amazon
yes.
or
So right now we have the ebook on Amazon. Actually only 99 cents right now. And then in a couple weeks, beginning of the year, it'll be at all the major retailers. So Barnes and Noble, Target, Walmart, Amazon, paperback. Yeah,
okay? And um, do you have like a website as well?
I do.
Or okay, so like when I post this video, you can of course send me the link to where people can get your book and access your website, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, and what do you feel like what do you feel mental health means to you? What does it mean for you?
Um, the mind can be a very dangerous place if you let it. And to me, it's just really it's work every day for me personally. I mean, just being true to yourself and not letting all the negative come at you, and not letting, because it's I don't just really just taking care of how you think about things, and how you process things that are coming at you, and just having boundaries of what you'll allow in your life. If people are coming at you with their drama, you just don't have the mental space for it. It's okay to say, I don't have the space for this right now. Let's talk about it later. Really just keeping uh, yourself in just a good space, I think. Just,
And yeah, I mean, of course, it's easier said than done, though, isn't it? Like,
mhm.
it's easy to say have a positive mindset. Do you know what I mean?
It really is. And I mean, I deal with it, depression and anxiety myself. I mean, yesterday was a bad day for me. I had a photo shoot earlier this week, and I got the pictures back yesterday, and I just, started crying in my car because you know, our bodies change and stuff. I just wasn't happy. So um, I went in my room and I laid down for a few hours. And then, one of my friends was texting me, and I was like, I'm just in a really low place right now. And he called me, and we talked through it. And um, like being able to have someone to talk to just unwind all your thoughts, um, it's a really big deal.
Yeah, I think that you need to be around with positive people to and just give you positive energy. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, what else? There was another question. So say if your friend or relative was going through a difficult time, like a depression or something like that, what would you say to them? Like, what would you advise them?
Everyone is so different. I really think just being there for them is the biggest thing. And if you're able to, maybe go over there and just sit with them, or just them knowing that they have someone and that they're not alone and that they don't have to carry it, by themselves. And if, allow them to share if they need it, and I think just really sometimes words don't fix things, and your presence and just them knowing that you are there is the biggest. But
yes. And is there anything else that you want to share or leave a message to people that are watching?
Something that really helps me sometimes if I'm in a funk and I can't get out of it, just take a break from the day. If you need to go back to bed, go back to bed. Or sometimes like getting a shower, something as simple as that, really helps me pull myself out of it. Just
because I feel if I go back into bed, I feel more depressed.
Oh,
I feel like things are worse. I don't know.
Yeah. Sometimes, yeah, sometimes I just need to go back to bed and I'll get up and try the day over again.
Or I know what you mean. I guess it depends for everyone, really.
Yeah. Or maybe going outside just for a walk or calling a friend,
Yes. There's many coping mechanisms, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. I'm just going to stop the recording. Hold
okay.
on.